to T's Kitchen, where I teach you how to cook for large gatherings, events, large meals, you know, all of that. The holidays. So listen, today we're going to be doing 3 different kinds of cakes. We're going to do a lemon cake, we're going to do a German chocolate cake, and we're going to do a yellow cake with chocolate icing. Now listen, I am not, repeat, am not the scratch cake baker. And I'm actually supposed to do a collab with either my friend Trina or my cousin Dexter. They make cakes from scratch. But I'm going to show you a little something different to do with these box cakes. So listen, these are our ingredients. Of course, we're going to need our powdered sugar for our glaze in the end. We need some salt, just to add a pinch of salt to stuff that's sweet. I have 2 boxes of this Jello, the lemon flavor pudding stuff. And then I have 2 yellow cakes. And I have my Baker's Joy. You don't need this. I'm going to tell you, you know, of course, you know, you could just grease or butter your pans and put flour in it, toss it all around, and boom, shake it out. You don't have to buy this. But I don't feel like I don't want to do all that. And then I wanted to show you this. These are the size pans that I got. They're roasting pans with the lids. And I use these to bake cakes with. And you can get 2 cakes comfortably in both of these pans. And I think I mentioned the vanilla, I'm not sure. Then of course, you follow the instructions on the back of your box of cake. So this one called for 3 eggs, a half a cup of oil, and 1 cup of water. So in this, in my mixer, I have 2 cups of water because I doubled it for these 2 cakes. I have 6 eggs and I have 1 cup of oil. So what I'm going to do, because I want this cake to be lemony. Lemon, lemon, lemon. So you can add limes also. That would be good. I don't really like it in my powdered sugar. The lime is that little bitterness kind of is too much for me. But you can add limes to your cake batter, like I'm getting ready to add this lemon. I sure am, because I want it to be lemony. And then of course our icing is just going to be real simple. Look at that. That's 1 small lemon. It's not even a big one. And what I did to get that much juice out of it, I took the lemon and I just pushed down on it and rolled it. If your lemon is too hard, pop it in the microwave for just maybe 15 to 20 seconds. Then take it out and push it down and roll it. That'll release that juice in there. So what I'm going to do is I already have my eggs and my oil and my water in here. And I'm going to start mixing this up a little bit, just a tiny bit. And I don't want my lemon, I'm going to pour, oh, that's not right.
Already messing up.
Already. I mean, not 1 seed better not be in there. So then I'm going to start adding my cake mixes. I'm going to turn this off and start adding these boxes of cake mix. And it's, you know, these are, like I said, these are box cakes. It's not homemade. So, I don't think you can mess it up as long as you follow the directions. But I'm just showing you something to add a little more extra lemon. And now I'm going to add those Jello seasonings right here, whatever this stuff is called. I don't know if it's a pudding. It's not Jello, like a gelatin. It's not that Jello. It's more like a pudding type Jello.
Yeah.
So I'm putting those in.
Like a little banana pudding Jello.
And this is actually going to make your cake thick, but it's going to be still good. It's not going to be heavy, but it's not going to be as light as if you didn't put any of that in there. So then I'm going to add, I like to add a little cap full of vanilla, just for that little flavor, just a little bit. then of course, we're going to add, look, a pinch of salt right there. So let me get this going. We don't want to whip a lot of air in here. I just wanted to get that going around the sides. See, like on the sides, I still see some that's not mixed. And when I take it out, stay right here, Reg. I'm gonna go get my spatula. You can see how thick that is. I'm just trying to scrape down my sides a little bit. Make sure this is all mixed in. That looks pretty good to me. Look at that. I'm gonna wipe this off and then I'm gonna show you. I already have my oven preheating on 350 degrees. I do not have my towel. Let me get a paper towel. I already have my oven on 350 degrees. And so I'm going to take some of my Baker Joys, and at this point, you could already have had yours greased up and floured up. And that's the old-fashioned way, old school. This is just new technology, you know. We don't want to do it no more. And then what I do is I take those lids off, like I did on that one. And what I'm going to do is spray this up all around the sides real good. Because you want to take the leaf out of this pan. And spray all on the bottom. Just like that. Don't be stingy with this spray. Your cake gonna be stuck. Now, let's take this off. We're gonna get this in the oven. And we're gonna do our I'm gonna show you how to do a cake next. It's gonna be I'm sorry, Reg, I'm always turning the wrong way.
Oh, you're good.
Because it should be from the front and not the back. The next cake I want to show you how to do is going to be a German chocolate cake. Now, mind you, it's still going to be a German chocolate cake from the box, which I do know how to do it from scratch, but that's a lot of steps to it, and I like the box. It's good to me. I'm spreading this cake out because you don't want it to be a mound of it in the middle. So what I do is I pull it out to the sides and kind of do it like that, move it around. You see what I'm saying? That way it won't be a big old mountain. Yeah, TP in the middle of, what you call it, a hut in the middle of your cake.
TP
which
hut.
is no problem. If that happened, just cut it off and go ahead and ice your cake up. Won't nobody know. So, all right, listen, I'm going to get this in the oven, and then we're going to do a German chocolate cake next, but I'm going to show you how to take that cake up a real notch, and that's with homemade German chocolate icing. I'm going to show you how to do that, and people, they're going to love that cake. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, so listen, we already did the lemon cake. We're going to do German chocolate next. And it's just a plain old box recipe. Follow the recipe. But I'm doubling it since I'm doing it in these pans. Remember those roasting pans with the lids. So listen, I have the recipe for homemade German chocolate icing. So I'm going to tell you what the recipe is, but I'm doubling it up. So I'm going to tell you. If you were doing it with one cake, it calls for 1 can of evaporated milk. I have 2 cans because I'm doubling up, remember? Then it calls for 1.5 cups of sugar, white sugar. So I did 3 cups because I'm doubling up. Then it calls for 1.5 sticks of butter or margarine. I have my 3 sticks over here. So that adds up to 3 sticks. And I usually cut mine up because this is not room temperature. You really should, if you can, have it at room temperature or just melt it. You know, I just went ahead. I'm going to cut them up small so they'll melt. And then it calls for 4 egg yolks. So since I'm doubling up, I'm doing 8 egg yolks. And I'm going to show you how I separated the whites from the yolks without having a separator. And then it calls for 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla, which since I'm doubling up would be 3 teaspoons. But I use as much vanilla as I want to because I like the vanilla taste. And then we're going to get to the coconut and the pecans later. This is a 14-ounce bag. It calls for a 7-ounce bag. And then it calls for 1.5 cups of chopped pecans. So I'm going to be doing 3 cups, probably a little more because I like pecans. If you don't like nuts, just leave this out and just do it with that. If you don't like the, some people don't like, what is this stuff? Coconut flakes. If, you know, either or, you know, or just make the, you could actually make this like an icing just on the cake without the nuts or the, this madness that I keep forgetting. What is that, Reg?
Yeah, coconut flakes. Flakes.
So, all right. So, this is how I did it. I started putting my eggs in the pan because I'm going to be stirring all this stuff up. It says slightly beaten with your eggs, but I always started in one pan. You mix them up a little bit. So, listen. That's all I did was crack my egg like this. Let me pull this over closer. And then just like you would crack your regular egg, but when I opened it up, see, I'm starting to let that out like that and letting that the egg whites fall through my fingers. And then if I move it between my hands, I can get even more. And then look at that. I got just all egg yolk. And I put that in there. Let me wash my hands real quick. I'll be right back. Show them that hot ridge. That's just the egg yolks. Now, I'm going to pour in my evaporated milk. I forgot to stir that up, but it's really no big deal. I'm going to stir it all up. Because they just want you to get that egg, you know, mixed in there. But the thing is, when you cook this, it takes 12 to 14 minutes to thicken it. And you're going to have to babysit it the whole time. If you do not stay with it and keep stirring it, it's literally going to turn into fried eggs. And I don't think any of us want that. So here go my sugar. All of that in there, the 3 cups. These are my my 3 sticks of margarine. You can use butter or margarine. And I only cut them up because mine is still cold and I need for them to go ahead and melt. So I still want to cut these up smaller. So I'm going to do it like that. Just to make sure that they don't take too long to melt because we do have those eggs in there. And that's the thing. I'm going to show you how to stir this on the fire so that those eggs won't start scrambling on the edges of the pot on the outside. You're going to have to keep stirring it, especially all up in there. You do a figure 8 and around. That's what I do. Like that. And I go around the edges. Make sure that there's no egg getting in the edges and cooking. That's disgusting. We don't want no, what do you call this? German chocolate scrambled eggs. But you know what? There's something for everybody.
Sound disgusting.
It'll be good for somebody. So then I'm going to put me some vanilla in here. I don't really worry about the vanilla because you know what? After it's all done, I'm going to pour me some more vanilla. What can I say? I'm a butterhead and a vanilla head. I like my vanilla. So then we're going to mix all this just together a little bit just to kind of get that sugar mixed in some. And we're going to put this on the fire. And that butter is going to start to melt. And I always say put a scant of salt. And very sweet things. And I think that's all our ingredients. But now, I decided to do this first and show you this because the cake is just a box cake recipe. So I'm going to bake that, and you don't need directions for that. Okay, Rich, come on. So I'm having my heat on a medium. If you're new at this, try it on a medium low, because you, like I said, you don't want to scramble those eggs. And this is going to start to heat up, and your butter is going to start to melt. And that's how you really know you're getting somewhere. I'm a little more experienced at this, so I can turn the fire up some. I know how to keep this moving, keep it scrambling. This is going to be so good. It tastes like, oh my God, almost like a, what do you call that? Caramel. It's almost like a caramel with all this, with the vanilla and the sugar and the butter. It's like a caramel, but then when you add the coconuts and the pecans, now you got German chocolate homemade icing. So like I said, no, the box, I know how to make it by scratch. The actual recipe to make a homemade German chocolate cake is on the back of that card. I've been keeping that card for years. And I got it off of the back of a German chocolate, the chocolate itself. And it'll say German chocolate in the store. I don't know if it's on there anymore. I don't know if they give you the recipe anymore to make homemade German chocolate icing to go with that German chocolate cake. But, and homemade, oh my God, homemade cakes, hands down, are the best. But this homemade icing, you will not get a complaint from your German chocolate cake. Except for people that don't eat coconuts and can't eat nuts. Then that's not going to work. But you could do this for them. And if you can tell, I can already tell that my butter is melting. Because it's getting smaller. I don't know if you could tell that. And like I said, I have to literally sit here and stir this up. You see me stirring. I keep going in the corners. Keep going in the corners. You showing that, Red?
Yeah.
I'm all in those corners. And I'm in the center because you don't want any eggs to scramble, and they will scramble up on you. So all I'm going to do is keep cooking this for the next 12 minutes. This should double in size, and it should start to get thick because that's what you want. You want it to get thicker. Of course, right now it's real watery, but it's going to thicken up. Those eggs are going to cause it to thicken up. And it's going to start really bubbling. You got to be careful. Even watch your heat. Maybe turn it down some because you do not want those eggs to scramble. And once I get to that point, I'm actually going to come back. I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me stir this for 12 to 14 minutes. But I am going to come back. And you can see right now, look at that. That butter is just about all melted. But like I said, try to use room temperature butter. Or go ahead and melt you some butter. Or if you don't feel like it like me, you got this. Just cut it up and throw it in there. It's going to melt just like that. And you just got to keep stirring it for the whole time. But it's going to be the best icing. Don't buy this stuff out the store. That stuff ain't right in that little... It ain't right. Years ago, I will say this. Years ago, when I was a teenager. So you know that was a long time ago. They had the dang-on mix for your German chocolate icing in a box. And it was dry. It was the dry part. And all you had to do was add the milk to it and the butter. Oh, you could just sit there eating that stuff. They stopped selling it. I don't know why. And they came up with that instant German chocolate icing that you could buy at the store. So yeah, it kind of tastes like the plastic to me. That's the only reason why I don't like it. And this is worth it. And I love German chocolate cake. So This is, you gotta have it with the homemade icing. Try this. Please try this. So anyways, you see all my butter is melted. Look at that. Melted. I got a scant little pieces left. And I'm gonna keep stirring. And I'm gonna come back and show you what this looks like when it starts to thicken and double up a little in size. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, so you can see at this point how frothy this is, and it's thickening up a little bit, and it's only been about 5 minutes. So I'm going to continue to stir, and don't panic, just keep on working those edges around the pot and in the middle. Around the edges and in the middle. And just keep on. You can see how thick it's starting to get, but it's still not there yet. Okay. Okay, so looky here, Reg. You can see now this is thick. See that? It's ready. At this point, that is thick, thick, thick. I'm going to turn off the fire, and you have to remove this from the pot that you're cooking it in. So I'm going to take this. It's just a little hot. I'm going to pour it all in here. You see that? All that rich goodness. Now what we're going to do is take this over here to the cutting board. And we're going to put this right here. And you can see look at that. That is a good sauce right there. And it's going to thicken up. If you just wanted to use this to put over your cake, that would be delicious. So at this point, now, what I'm going to do is to take my coconut and I'm going to put it in there. And I usually like to add some more, can you see this right in the shot? I usually like to add some more vanilla in mine. Just saying, do what you want to do. And like I said, if you don't like coconuts, I don't think my mother eats coconuts and not too much nuts. So, and I like for mine to get kind of thick. So I'm going to do this and see how this is going to cool off and it's going to thicken up some more. So I like to put my coconut in to get it in there nicely. And when I add the nuts, it's going to thicken up even further. And if this is not thick enough for me, for my icing, I just add some more coconut or some more pecans. So at this point, I'm going to take my pecans. I don't measure them. I just don't. And I take them out like this, as much as you want. And I start cutting them up. Not too small, but, you know, this is not a pecan pie. They got some good little bitty baby pecan pies at Walmart. They are good too. I got some in my freezer, so I don't have to make any. So anyway, this is what I do. Just cut them up as small as you like them. These are kind of already chopped. Let's see. They are chopped pecans. So then what I do is I take them and I put them in there. Just like so. I'm not measuring mine, but I gave you the measurements for how much, how many cups of pecans you're supposed to use. And I'm going to see if I want, see, look at that. I want to see if I want more or less. And I feel like I want a little more pecan. I'll probably do this bag. And then I don't think I want more, what do you call this? I do want some more baker's,
Yeah, the coconut flakes.
Coconut. I just keep on forgetting that.
And don't worry, that's why you got me. To
That's
remind
why I got you, Reg.
Yeah, to remind you of some
You're a
stuff.
good son. So I'm gonna put some more nuts in mine. Let me see what that's looking like. Cause I know what this is gonna look like once I put it on top of the cake. And you want it to be balanced. So see, that's real hot. And you're gonna let that cool down. So I ended up doing a whole pack. Not the bakers of my chopped pecans. And I only did one pack of the coconut. Look at that. Oh my Lord, oh my Lord. And then because it's just me, don't mind me, close your eyes. I want
Oh my
some
goodness.
more vanilla.
That's a Hennessy drop.
That's a Hennessy drop?
Yeah.
People that like Hennessy, put you some Hennessy in there. But the people, you don't know what that is.
Nah, no alcoholics, okay? We can't be, gotta be functional.
Hey, you ain't an alcoholic just because you drinking something.
So we gotta be functional while we cooking.
I ain't talking about us now.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about for the people.
I want some more. But anyways, that's going to thicken up. And we're going to put that on top of our German chocolate cake. I'm getting ready to bake those up. Like I said, just follow the directions. So I don't need to show you that. And then we're going to do this cake, the yellow cake too. Follow the instructions. You don't need me for that. And actually, I'm making all these cakes for my cousin Jeffrey's household. And for the holidays. So, all right, listen, we'll be back. I'm going to get these cakes done. And this will be nice and thick and cooled off and ready to go. And I'm going to show that to you. All right, be back. Okay, so look. Here are the cakes. We got our German chocolate cake with our homemade German chocolate icing. We got our lemon cake made with those lemon boxes of pudding mix. We have, this is just a yellow cake box with chocolate icing. And you know what? I wanted to know what this looked like on the inside. So I had to cut it with all that pudding in there. But look, it's such a pretty yellow. Look at that. It came out fluffy. I mean, wow. Oh my God, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I'm about to have you see that. See? That's what I wanted. That lemon flavor. And then in the icing, I used a real lemon. I juiced it, just one. And I use a little bit of milk. You can put a little bit of vanilla in it too if you want, but I didn't do it this time. But then it still wasn't lemony enough for me, the icing. So I got some of my lemon that I have in a bottle, or put some more in that confectioner's sugar, and that's why you see the lighter ones on top. I put some more lemony. But this is good. Look at how moist that is. That came out good. I just had to cut it and see. I was like, I gotta see it. And it's so pretty too. Look at that. That is not a dry cake. That icing. You could take this and put it on top of vanilla ice cream. Me and Reg was coming up with all kinds of stuff you could do with it. We couldn't stop eating it. That's the thing, I'm telling you. If you make this and you taste it, you just gonna keep on eating it. But anyways, you can literally put that on top of ice cream too. All right, so listen. I bid you adieu. God bless you. Thanks for watching, sharing, and subscribing, and commenting. Did I leave anything out there?
Nah, you good.
And we appreciate you. Like I said,
Really
I see you. Thank you so much, all my subscribers, all of my viewers, all of my commenters. Thank you so much. And listen, we'll see you on the next one. And God bless.